What's up? We back with another episode of the More Action Podcast. It's your boy Brandon J. And in this episode, we're going to talk about why your credit score dropped for no reason.
What's up?
Life of a hustler, gotta do it for mother, gotta do it for father, even though he act like a sucker. Life of a hustler, gotta do it for granny, gotta do it for brothers, even if they think I don't love them. Been getting active and hustling.
There's always a reason why your credit score dropped. It could be your business credit, it could be your personal credit. But in this video, I'm gonna explain the 5 reasons your score probably dropped and you didn't understand why. Okay, let's start off with the most important one of them all: late payments. Some of y'all, okay, in the beginning, when you set up that payment plan with whatever the fuck it is that you wanted, right? You set up automatic payments. Or maybe you said, I'm gonna be responsible and I'm going to, make the payments on time. Either way, this is the mistake that both people can make. When you have automatic payments, you have to have money in your account at all times. They may say that the bill's due on the 20th, but they're gonna try to pull that bill out sometimes on the 18th. Sometimes they're gonna try to pull it out on the 21st. It literally happens at different times each month for certain bills, especially when it comes to automatic payments. So if you don't have the money in your account, you believe, it's paid for because I set it up automatic payments. A month, 2 months, 90 days could go by and you literally could have just not noticed that you missed the payment. Late payments, 35% of your entire score. So if your score dropped a lot recently, check out that credit report. You might have a late payment somewhere. I don't know. Now, let's talk about the next most important thing on your credit, which is your utilization, okay? Your utilization is 30% of your score, right? So if you, for example, had a credit card with $5,000 in it, and, you and your friends were talking about this vacation, and they said, hey, look, just buy our tickets for us, and, we'll give you the money, and you went, that's perfectly fine because you trust them. It's going to work out. So you bought all the tickets to this trip or whatever concert you're going to on your credit card. You know what that did? Took your utilization from that pretty 7% or that pretty 10% you had and shot it all the way up to 35%, 40%, 50%, even if it was temporary because your friend's going to pay you back and that money is going to be paid off. It doesn't matter. Your utilization was calculated into your credit report as higher than 30%, you can lose a lot of points, whole lot of points. All right, just understand 30%, 35% when it comes to payment history, 30% when it comes to your utilization. That's a lot of points you could lose, okay, when it comes to your credit score. Now, the third most important thing is your credit age. People don't remember that your credit age is averaged out between all of the credit that you have available to you. So if you, for example, have a credit card that you've had since 2019, you got a 6-year-old credit card. But let's say you got a little email, offer in the actual mail that says, apply for this card now and, get 0% interest and, $300 back if you spend $1,000 in the first month, some crazy stuff like that, right? It's not crazy. It's actually a pretty good offer. But you forgot about that 6-year-old credit card you already had. So now you just applied, got approved, and this credit card is a baby. So they're going to take the average of this 0-aged credit card and that 6-year-old credit card, put them together, and your age just went down. At least a year, 2 years. I don't know exact math, but I'm just saying, it isn't going to be 6 years old anymore. It's going to be less than that. And that could affect your credit score. Okay. Now, we also got 2 more things to keep in mind. Your age is important. Utilization and payment history is important. But you also have to make sure that you are aware of how many accounts you still have open or accounts that you just closed. If you had 5 accounts showing up on your credit report, and then you were just thinking to yourself, man, I don't even use this credit card no more. I don't even go to this store no more. I don't even, cancel that shit. Okay, Cancel if you want to. You just dropped the amount of accounts you had showing on your credit report. You probably just messed up your age as well. And shit, your utilization was your utilization was the availability from all of your credit cards. So when you delete one, your utilization is now technically going to be higher because your availability is lower. Does that make sense? If you have 10,000 available, you're using 1,000, that's 10%, right? But if you say, I'm not even using this credit card, and you just cancel it, that was a $2,000 credit card. Now, okay, you got 8,000, right? And $1,000, a little lot more than 10%. You know what I'm saying? So be careful with closing out accounts. When you start a credit card, you don't really need to close that ever at all, even if you're not using it. And if you're not using it, why aren't you using it? It's free money. Buy a stick of gum from the gas station. That gas you just put in your car, use your credit card. You go grocery shopping, everybody got to eat. Use your credit cards, okay? If you have them, use them. It doesn't matter if you spend $20 on it or $1,000 on it. Pay it off, avoid interest, you're good to go. Last thing we got to worry about though is inquiries. If you just applied for that new car loan with the dealership, yeah, that's why your score dropped. Because you got 15 inquiries sitting on your report now. You know the car dealership is just a middleman. They go shopping with all the different banks for the best deal, and then they give you the deal as if they gave it to you, but it's really the bank's deal, and they put their interest on top of the bank's interest. And when they went shopping with your credit score, every bank they went to was an inquiry on your credit report. So you may have got that car, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations. But those inquiries might have hurt your credit score. Keep in mind, not as much as the payments would, not as much as the utilization would, but inquiries definitely can hurt your score. So if you were unsure why your credit score went down, hopefully after this video, you completely understand why and how it could have went down, okay? 5 things you need to remember about your credit report that creates your credit score is payment history, all right? Utilization, age, okay? You also got to think about the amount of accounts you have and the inquiries. You want to have 0 late payments. You want to have, let's say 20% or less utilization for one of those, 700, 800 score. Nah, I'm lying. You ain't gonna get an 800 score with 20% utilization, but you will get a pretty good score with 20% utilization. You want to have at least 5 to 8 years on your credit age. So if your credit cards are younger than that, just wait. Just hold on to them. Let it age, okay? You want to have, to be real, 10, let's say for the average person, 7 to 10 accounts, okay? Now keep in mind, you can have credit cards with TJ Maxx. You can have a K Jewelers credit card, Navy Federal, you know what I mean? We got PNC Bank, we got Truist. Come on now, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, USAA. There's definitely plenty of ways to rack up these accounts. Now, I just mentioned a lot of bigger banks, but you do have smaller accounts that you can start up to report to your credit. All right. And then last but not least, inquiries. You want to make sure you have 0 to 3 inquiries on your credit report at all times. Inquiries sit on your report for 2 years unless you know what you're doing and can get them deleted. So with that being said, hopefully you can do any and everything necessary to get that score back where you want it. And if it has gone down more than you expected, at least you know why. This is another episode of the More Action Podcast, and until next time, peace. Keep working.